to another episode of Outcasts to Icons, and it has been way too long since we've last saw each other. Now, you might notice that the screen is blurry. That's because I didn't want to immediately reveal the club that we've joined, because I wanted to go through a couple of things first. So don't worry, it's meant to be blurry. Hopefully it isn't too blurry, but this will have all been fixed in editing. Anyway, right, so basically, I had a lot of sort of conflicting... also, seriously, thank you for bearing with me over the last couple of weeks. It's been a terrible time, but it's nice to be back, and I do feel a lot better at the moment. I'm not fully back yet, in terms of fitness. I'm not doing anything fit. I'm sitting on a chair with a pillow behind my ass. That's what I'm doing. But my point is that I'm not like fully back with the vision yet, but I can see well enough to do this, and I really did want to kind of get back into things today because I was feeling hyped. So I spent a long time doing this, basically, because we've had a lot of things to go over, and I saw a lot of messages towards the end of, well, on the last episode that we've done, basically, saying either stay or go, and it was interesting to see the point of views on both sides, and basically, a lot of people said that we had the infrastructure there to stay. Now, I thought that was going to be the case as well, so I wanted to sort of stay at least long enough to see kind of what we were going to be like with the expectations next season, as well as the money we were going to be given. Now, obviously, we got a decent amount of money for staying in the Bundesliga, which was fantastic. However, our transfer budget for next year was £500,000, and I couldn't shift it because the wages were so small as well, so I don't know where the money'd gone. Point is that we wouldn't have been able to bring in anyone anyway, or we would have, but it would have been an incredibly struggled to do that, because, of course, I think we had, like, a very small amount of wage budget left as well, so we would have had to we probably could have afforded maybe 2 signings at the most, and they would have been poor players. So with that in mind, and the other reason that I decided to leave was mainly because, obviously, the idea of this save was to sort of climb up the ladder by changing clubs, not always by taking a club there. I wanted to find a decent club that we could, of course, take forward towards the end, but I did want to sort of leapfrog a little bit so we see some of the different leagues around Europe, basically. That was kind of what I'm intending to do with the save, and that's why I made the decision to leave. Now, when that happened, I obviously started applying for jobs. Now, we've had some interesting ones, and it was so annoying. Like, we got offered the Ajax job. As in, we went for the interview. I went for it anyway just because I wanted to test the waters. And, we got offered the job, but I couldn't take it because Ajax have won the European Cup. They've won it 4 bloody times, I think, or maybe even 5. I think it was 4. They won 3 times in a row in the 70s and 1 in 1994, I believe. So we couldn't take it, which was a shame. Also, I checked and see who'd won the Champions League since the start of the save, because that could rule out extra clubs, and that did, in fact, rule out PSG, Manchester City, Arsenal, and Napoli, all of which have now won the Champions League, and thus we will not be able to go to. So I still noticed that there were some interesting clubs floating around that we could potentially join. Now, we got offered an interview with Schalke. Now, I was kind of curious to see if we could maybe stay in Germany. Just be interested to see if we could move up. And Brendan Rodgers had left, and I can't remember who he joined, but the Schalke job was open, and they were the second best team in the country, and I thought if we could get a job at Schalke, who of course had never won the Champions League, that'd be a brilliant one for us, because they've got some fantastic youth facilities there, it seems. The club was in good financial standard. I thought that would be the sort of club that we could take forward. And, you know, they had a transfer budget, I think, of 22 million, I think it was, which would have been amazing, but in the end we did not get offered the job. We went for the interview, but we didn't quite do enough, which was such a shame. We then got offered an interview with Milan, which was fantastic. Obviously they've fallen down a little bit lately, but they're still Milan, and of course I didn't bother going for it, because obviously Milan have won the European Cup several times in their history, so they were kind of ticked off as well. Now, the one club that I was really interested in, because firstly, they'd never won it, and secondly, I've always had a little bit of an affinity for them in Italy ever since I went to Italy when I was a kid, in like 2003 or whatever. I still have an old counterfeit shirt of them that I bought off a market in the middle of the town, and that's Roma. And basically, I noticed that their job security was very insecure, and sorry, not the job, their manager was kind of listed as insecure, and he had been for quite some time, so I wondered if he was ever going to drop, basically. And it took a little while, and it took until sort of, well, like, I think it was the 11th of August, and I should warn you, we're on the 31st of August. It's taken me that long to actually get a decent job. And he was gone. I went for it. I thought, right, this is our chance. Let's go. If we got Roma, that would be an amazing task for us. To take over a club that sort of size would be fantastic. So I went in for it. They wanted a lot of different things. Like, we ended up agreeing to like 4 different things. They wanted like defensive football and set pieces, which was a little bit annoying. They also wanted me to sign young players, which is fine. That's what I do anyway. But they also wanted me to sign players who are from the same country as the chairman. I've never seen that one before. Annoyingly, though, I mean, the chairman was Swedish now. I don't know if that's the same chairman that Roma have in real life. I don't think it is. This guy called something Gustafsson, I think. Stefan Gustafsson, I think. So that would have made our time there a little bit more difficult, potentially, because, I mean, there's a lot of quality coming from Sweden, but I don't want to be limited in that way. So there's that. Unfortunately, we didn't get it, and I was absolutely gutted with that because I thought there's a real chance for us to basically take a fantastic job, and that was going to be the one. And so we sort of went a few more weeks into the future. I was starting to get worried as it was starting to get towards the edge of the transfer window, and I thought, well, we're going to end up taking over a club in mid-season at this point. However, an opportunity came up. I went for the interview, and we have been given the job at Granada. Now, you might think, okay, Granada, really? Well, yes, I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you for why. Granada have been... Oh my god, the wage budget. I've literally just looked at the wage budget. Sorry, I've literally not looked at anything other than... this. Oh, wow. It said secure. I might just be able to move that around a little bit, and hopefully we can clear that up. Fuck. That is a worry. £118,000 a week in the hole. But bear in mind, look at this. Granada have actually started to finish incredibly strongly over the last few seasons. The 3rd, 7th, 4th last year. My point is that they are a decent side by Spanish standards now, and one of the top clubs, basically. Barcelona have sort of started to slip away a little bit. Granada are a good side, and I feel that it was a good one for us to maybe try and take over. They're professional, they've got worldwide rep. If you notice that Matej Vidra is actually the captain of Granada, so I've not really done anything in terms of looking through stuff, but the fact that their wage budget is so poor is worrying. Let's just try and move this around a little bit. I might just be able to... Okay, that's brought it down a little bit, but still not by much. We may have some interesting things to do here. Unfortunately, annoyingly, with taking over on the final day of the transfer window is going to be an absolute ball ache. So I'm basically not going to be able to sign anybody, is the simple fact. We're going to have to wait till January, and even then I think we're going to struggle. It's going to be a bit of a tough first season, but I felt like taking over a club like this could be a little bit more interesting than... I don't know, I just felt like it'd be good for the save to do a different league. I would have loved to have done the Roma job, but this is going to be the next sort of stepping stone. It's still a big step up for us, and that's the key thing here. You know, going from Hertha to Granada, if you look at the league standings, is a massive step up for us, and that's important that we've actually been able to get this job. So that's basically where we are on that one. Let's just take a little look at the squad while we're here. Okay. Oh, I haven't even got a tactic yet, have I? That would make sense, actually. Let's go assistant report. So let's see who we've got that's any good. So Luis, unregistered. Oh my life. I'm going to have to sort a lot of this stuff out. So we've got Luis, who has terrible hair, but then, you know, what would a save of mine be without a player with terrible hair? I think he might have just come back from injury because his match fitness is appalling. He looks pretty decent, though, I've got to say. I don't know why he's not registered, though. Guillermo Varela. Okay. Manchester United kid, or... at one point was. Not bad, not bad. We'll accept. Fede Vico. Oh, he is a real player. Okay, looks like he used to play for... Is that Betis? I can't remember. Apologies, my Spanish football knowledge isn't brilliant. I do watch a lot of La Liga, but only what you can get on Sky, which is pretty much just Real and Barcelona games, as you know. What else we got? Insua. Oh, no. Sorry, I'm thinking of... there was a player that used to play for Liverpool called... I think it was Emilio Insua or something like that. Matej Vidra... I'm trying to see any names I recognise. Mohamed Besic, a former Everton player, I believe. Well, I think he's currently at Everton in real life. And again, what's with the match fitness of all these players? I don't understand. Has he just come back from injury as well? Okay, why are all their... Oh, have they only just played a game? That could explain a lot, actually. Right, I'm going to have to do a hell of a lot of work because there's a lot of players that are not exactly perfect for this. But we do have some potential. Let's just see what we got regarding potential. So, Victor Villa... Victor Villa? Not bad at all. What else we got here? Some pretty solid players, basically. I'm going to have to take a proper look through this. Obviously, we'll put in our tactic and try and get things sorted. But, there we go. So we're at Granada. They've not played that many friendlies. Interestingly, we also got offered an interview with Frosinone, who, those of you who follow football a bit more closely, or those of you from Italy will know that they've just been promoted to Serie A for the first time in their history. In fact, they and, I think it's Carpi, have both gone up, and it's fantastic to see a couple of really, they're like the Bournemouths of Italy, it would seem, like really small town clubs, and it's amazing to watch them in Serie A next year. It's going to be fantastic. So, we've actually won our opening game against Deportivo, and we currently sit top of the league based on that, despite the fact that other teams have actually played more games than us. And when is our next game? Our next game is literally today. They've literally given me the job on the day of the first match of this of us. Jesus, we're gonna have no time to get prepared for this at all. So I'm gonna have to go away now and quickly sort of settle in and talk to my assistants and all that kind of jism, and just try and get that stuff done basically in time for the match, which kicks off in about 3 hours. So it's going to be a case of, hi guys, this is your new manager, and yeah, probably best go out on the pitch and warm up now because we're about to start. So, I will join you guys in a sec when we come back for the first game of the, well, not the first game of the season, but our first game in charge of Granada, and it is away at Real Sociedad, probably not still managed by David Moyes. You'd probably think not. Anyway, I'll join you guys in a sec. Right, guys, we are back, and we are on the day. Well, we were already on the day, but now we have moved a few hours into the future and are ready to take on Real Sociedad in our first game in charge of Granada. Now, I've moved some stuff around. I've had a little look at the squad. I'm trying to see if we could maybe move a couple of players, like one player, like. Basically, Matty Vidra is on nearly £70,000 a week, and I actually genuinely don't even think he's going to start for us because he's 32 years old. We've got Luis registered now. We've got a youngster, he's 23 years old, who's pretty decent as a backup striker since we only play one. I'm going to see if we can move Vidra on today. If we can get Vidra out of the club today for a decent amount of money, and we'll save the £70,000 a week on wages, that will at least balance the books, basically. And that's, I think, my first thing. And it needs to be done now, because if we don't do it now, we'll have to wait till January, and that could lose us millions in the meantime. So I'm going to try and get rid of Vidra today. I know he's the club captain and everything, but he's the most highly paid player, and he's not going to be playing particularly often for us because Luis is just better. So that's what I'm going to try and do, but I've not done it yet. There's also a goalkeeper in the reserves who's worth like £1 million and is on like 10 grand a week, but is like fourth choice here. So we're going to again try and move him on and get a bit of money there. The problem is coming in on the final day of the transfer window is just an absolute nightmare. We do have some players that are injured. Still, people like Alvaro Morata, who I did not notice was here, but he is, and he's out injured for now, so he won't be back just yet. So we've got a few injuries, we've got a few little errors, but all in all, we've got a decent enough squad to fill the positions in the system I like to play, basically. We are still playing the Christmas Tree of Doom. I'm going to see if we can use it as a more attacking system. I mean, just by being the better team, that will happen. We've proven that it can work as a good team when we were a Spartak over in Kazakhstan. Admittedly, we weren't the best team, but the point is we won the league 2 years in a row with that system, so it clearly has some goodness to it. I just use that for goodness, really, Matt? Jesus. Anyway, let's just jump straight in, basically. I'll show you kind of what's going on. They've actually got quite decent fluidity with the system, despite it being relatively new to them, so that's kind of good. Now then, we're currently top of the league, but of course that doesn't really mean a lot at this stage because there's already only one game played. So here's how things are shaping up. Let's just do a quick pick and see if anything's changed over the last 3 hours. No. So basically, we're going to go with I'm going to run you through the team, basically. So we've got Kiko Casilla in goal, Guillermo Varela at right back. In the middle, we've got Diawandu Diagni, who will be taking some throw-ins for us because he's got 16 on his long throws. Me likey. Pablo Insua as his central defensive partner, and of course, Johnny. Oh, Johnny boy. Oh, no, that's Danny boy, isn't it? Anyway, Johnny. We've got Johnny at left back, and I love that. We've got Gyro in the middle. Presumably, he is unemployed. We've got Mohamed Bezic. No, not Gyro in the middle, Gyro on the right. Mohamed Bezic in the middle, Ferevico on the left, Alpha Freitas Reyes as our sort of playmaker, but I'm going to have to take a closer look at some of these lads. But there's not much I can really do about them at the moment. They're just going to have to fit in where they can. Lolo Cano, which is a superb name. I wonder if he's a regen. He is a regen. Lolo Cano, or Kano. And then up front we've got Luis, who looks like an absolute legend of a player, and hopefully he could be our sort of Ryan Jacko. The type of player, I'm also going to try and look and see if we can get some money going at some point. We can maybe bring someone like Todorovsky across. I don't know, it depends. I'd like to see if we can bring someone in from Hertha, but at the moment we just don't have the cash on us. That's the one problem. I really wanted to see if we could join a club that had some money, but I don't know. It said secure, so I just assumed. But that wage budget issue is a terror. So that's the kind of system we're going to be going with, obviously. On the bench, we've got Juan Lopez, Daniel Ayala, Matthias Honsak, who I think is maybe Czech or Slovenian. Oh, he's actually Austrian. Apologies, guys. He is incredibly tanned. Matej Vidra, Victor. We've got Mikel Vishuna and Ika Hernandez as our backup goalkeeper. We've got a few players out injured, as you can see. For some reason, all of these guys I wasn't able to register, and I don't quite know why that is. We haven't used our full. I don't know. I just don't know. So there we go. Let's just jump straight in. As you can see, we're decent on the old accomplishments. I've set up training and stuff like that. We're all kind of ready to go, basically. That's the idea. I don't know why Luis wasn't being used. I mean, I don't know what my predecessor was playing at, but they've done okay over the past few years. They've challenged towards the upper echelons of this league and have played Champions League football. So for me, that was all I needed to know, basically. We just needed to get going and I don't know what's happened. There we go. Christ on a bike. That was what was that? Anyway, make sure everything's still set up good here. Yep. Sorry, it's been a while since I've actually played a game. Right. Yep. Okay, so they're the favourites, but, you know, we're Granada. So there's that. Change of tactic. Well, I've picked it. Yeah, that makes sense. Again, don't know who that is. And there we go. Right, so can the Christmas Tree of Doom be successful in La Liga? That is the question on everybody's lips, mostly mine, because I'm the one saying it. Right, let's see if they've got any... Oh, there's Chris Martin of Coldplay in the centre there, and Dejan Lovren at the back, so essentially we should just be able to score at will. Right, so let's go. My assistant's not got the best tactical knowledge, that's what I would say. I might have to, again, next season is going to... Like, this season is going to be a sort of... It's going to be a tough one for us because we've not really been able to do much. So I'm kind of hoping that, wow, we've got a regen already in our backroom staff. Miguel Alonso. Oh, actually, I'll tell you what, our goalkeeping coach, Juan Canales, he knows what he's talking about. Let's go on. What you got for me, Juan? There you go, a little bit extra there. Right, let's do this. Yeah, I still haven't got that one down, have I? I don't know how long it's going to take for me to sort of get in with the team and kind of, you know, get them to respect me, but you just know, it might not even happen at all. Right, let's do this. I'm up for this one, I really am. I want to see what we're capable of on our first game in charge of Granada. Now remember, we beat Kaiserslautern in our first game in charge of Hertha Berlin, like 4-1 in our first game, I think it was, so that was quite impressive. We just have to see how we do here. Real Sociedad have started this game particularly well. I think it might take us a little while to bed in, and that's a worry for me. Oh, actually, that's a bit better. We've taken our time getting into this game. They've had a few long shots, but at the moment, I guess I'd take a point. I really don't know quite how the Spanish league's sort of shaping up at the moment, with regard to who's the movers and the shakers, so to speak. Oh, excellent. Our main striker has picked up a knock 43 minutes into the season. That is just perfect. But Iker Hernandez is the guy that I'm looking at to sort of replace... I don't know. He's 30 years old. There was another lad. I swear there was another lad. Is it Vichuna? Yes, this lad. He's a very, very good advanced forward as well, and I'm going to bring him on instead of no, screw it. We'll get a game out of Vidra. If we are going to move him on, we'll have to get a game out of him now. I can't believe Luis has got injured already. That better not be serious, because he's sort of our only good player, and we might have to keep Vidra if he's out for too long. It is for the fans. Oh my god, I've got to stop listening to my assistant. He's an idiot. I always seem to have dumbass assistants, no matter where I go. Screw it. I'll listen to you for the second half then. That's been a really poor first half where absolutely nothing happened. Am I on only commentary or something? No, I'm not. Okay, Vico out on this left-hand side. All that's really happened in this game is we've had an injury. That is literally all that's happened. Kano, Freitas Reyes, out wide to Johnny. Go on, Johnny boy. Vico. Can he get it back to Johnny? Ball in, and Gyro! What a save that is. Comes back to him. Oh, and it's cleared. That was the best chance of the game so far, and it's fallen to us. That's better. Varela. Ball in. Oh, it's in. It's Kano. Over the top, Real Sociedad 0, Granada 1, and that is the ultimate start. I need to get a proper kit pack, because these are the ones that are built into the game, so I'll probably go and download a proper one for the Liga BBVA soon, but that would give us 2 wins out of 2 this season, and no goals conceded yet. Wow. I don't understand why the old manager left. That's what I don't quite get. After one match, I can only assume he was poached by one of the biggest... Take from that, really. Varela whips it in. It's a great run from Kano there. Getting across, and it is 1-0 to Granada. That's a good start. Let's close him down then. Even if we got a point here, I wouldn't be too bothered by it. But, you know, the fact that we're winning is great. Away from home, no doubt, on our debut in La Liga. It's great. Feels good to manage in Spain. I haven't managed in Spain since I did that stream save. Vidra around the goalkeeper. Oh, it's 2-0 to... Wow. Mate Vidra. And they have taken to the Christmas Tree of Doom like a duck to syrup. I say syrup because it's more viscous, and I just wanted to say viscous. So there you go, Varela out wide, whips it in again, and this time Vidra with a lovely touch to bring it down and score. Oh, maybe we will have to keep him, I don't know. Right, let's make a change. Or no, I will make a second change here, just because we've got some players that are looking a little bit worse for wear, but lacking a little bit in the sort of centre midfield backup zones. In fact, we're looking very, very depleted in those areas. I need to look at a squad depth thing, and that's the problem. We've just got so little. The thing is, I would bring on Honsak, but Vico's... Oh wait, actually, Vico can play on the right. I'll move Vico to the right, and I'll bring Honsak on for Gyro. Yeah, that'll do. Let's see. We're 2-0 up here. I think we should just be able to see this out. I might just leave that last substitution in case... Oh, hello. The Agony. I can't believe this has gone so well. We were sort of really struggling in the first half. Johnny still on the pitch. Oh, of course, he's the fullback, isn't he? Johnny inside. Honsak. Can he get it back across? He goes for goal. Johnny on the rebound, and I think that might be offside. It's not offside. We're winning 3-0 away at Real Sociedad. What a performance on the... Tell you what, the Christmas Tree of Doom is OP. I don't even care, but I'm so proud because I actually came up with this by myself. So Honsack, I will have to put these tactics up for download at some point, guys. I will do it. I've just been kind of busy lately, as you know. There we go. Johnny, the fullback, making it 3-0 to not Real Sociedad, to Granada. What a performance this is. If we can keep a clean sheet now, that would just be the icing on the lovely, lovely Spanish cake that we are currently eating. I think we're going to be top of the league after match day 2 at this rate. 2 wins out of 2, 5 goals scored, none conceded. Let's just they've got a guy called Bob Van Can. That is a glorious name. Let's see. I'm just quite content to leave it how it is for now, actually, to be honest. They don't seem to be... Oh, come on! And we're back. You know we're back when we've got some injuries. Right, okay, Vichuno will come into that position there, I assume. So 2 of our best players injured in our first game in charge. That sounds about right. That's generally how things go when we play Football Manager. But it does look like we're going to win 3-0 away at Real Sociedad. That is a fantastic performance, and I think this could be a decent year. But we are going to have to make sure that they get a bit more match fitness back, because at the moment things are not good. Varela with 2 assists from fullback. Johnny, the other fullback, with a goal. Fantastic stuff. I'm really, really pleased with that. I'm not... okay, we will congratulate them. Usually I've got to be careful with these after... Look at that. They had the same number of shots as us, but they just didn't really create anything, it would seem. But so there we go. A 3-0 win away from home in our first game in charge. That is the perfect opportunity to get things going. Now, obviously, we do have Europa League football this season as well. And our objective is to get to the group stage. And... we are already in the group stage, so that's basically that objective ticked. We've got an interesting group, though, so there's a chance for us there. I've got to turn off some of my, subscriptions. Like, I set it so that we could... I said I accept them because I wanted to get the Spanish ones, but unfortunately I'm going to have to go through and unsubscribe to, like, West Brom and such. So there we go, guys. First game in charge, and we are currently top of the league. 5 goals scored, none conceded. Oh, it's a lovely old time. Let's just see if Domingos Potencia actually did go anywhere. He's gone and joined Hoffenheim. Okay, that's interesting. Mainly because obviously we had some interesting games against Hoffenheim last season. That and the fact that they're in our Europa League group, so we're going to get to play against Hoffenheim this season. Again, wonder if we'll have the same kind of level of awesomeness in our games against them there. So, let's just see. I'm trying to... Wow, we've got a lot of away games coming up here. I'm actually tempted to... Oh, wait, no, that's way too far away. I'm tempted to do the Terek Grozny game away in Europa League as our sort of next live com, just to get a few more games under our belts. We've got Valladolid in the next match. Then we've got Valenciennes in the Europa League, Espanyol, Villarreal, and Valencia. So there's some pretty tough games coming up, I think. But yeah, I think we'll do the Terek Grozny game in the next one. Just sort of... Oh, actually, no, what we're talking about. We'll do the Real Madrid game at home. Why did I not even see that? Apologies, I'm a little bit short-sighted on that one. So yeah, well, next live com, there's quite a few games in between there, but I feel like it gets us a real good start there, is the Real Madrid match at home. The first, probably the biggest game I've ever managed in fact. So there you go. I also did look at some international jobs. I forgot to mention this, actually. We did get offered to. One was with the Czech Republic and one was with Italy. But... with what I was saying about who I wanted to sort of take over, those didn't really fit the bill for what I kind of wanted to do. So, with that in mind, I had to turn down both of them, which was a shame, but, you know, it's just one of those things. So, wow. Guys, if you like what you've seen, please do drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Outcast icons and From the Shadows in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. And oh my god, it's good to be back. I'll see you guys in the next episode for the game against Real Madrid. See you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.